Welcome, Josephine Peppink. Nice to have you here in Up In Smok'd
Thank you for
podcast.
having me.
First one.
Yeah,
You have the first one.
Yeah,
Do I say that?
Yeah.
In case it's the third one, I don't know.
No, that's fine.
So we're going to talk today to Josephine Peppink about some stuff that's coming up with her music and the things she's doing, which all sounds really exciting. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a cool setting here. Love the curtain.
So, Joe, doing music for a long time?
Yeah.
No? Well, long time. How long?
So, since I was like, I don't know, a child, my mum's a singer, my dad's a guitarist, so it's always music in the house. So, for as long as I can remember, really. I was around it anyway.
And so you've been going since you were a kid, and who kind of inspired you? Was it your mum or dad, or was there a musician of some kind? Who got you interested in music in the beginning?
So I think I was exposed to it because it was in the house. Like, I don't think I would have found my way with it that early on if I wasn't around it all the time. So it was definitely because my mum's a singer and my dad plays guitar. But then I started playing classical piano when I was 5. And I basically didn't want to do it anymore because I was like, oh, I just have to follow the rules and play the sheet music and do like the thing that the sheet music says. And I didn't like it. And then my mum played me Alicia Keys' first album. And she was like, look, she does like classical, but she also is a songwriter. And you can mix both. And you could like write your own songs. And that basically inspired me to keep going. Did more like contemporary piano after that. And then I started writing my first songs.
Okay, you started writing your first song. What age was that?
So it was probably a few years after that. Let's say I wrote the first one I think it was 9 actually, to be quite exact.
9 years old, you wrote a song. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
What was it?
I do.
Sing
it's
it.
in Danish, obviously. Shall I sing it? Okay,
sing it in English.
No, I can. Okay, so vi piger hu, og vi gode veninder ha. Vi holder altid sammen hi. The thing is, you know what I wanted to do with it? Okay. I actually wanted to use it to apply for the Danish Eurovision. Well, it's obviously not Eurovision, but you know, to get to Eurovision, you have to win in your own country first.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wanted to apply for that one for the kids because you can be like 7 till 15 or something. Mm-hmm. So I was going to apply with that song, but it never came around. I don't know why not, or if I even applied. But that was the plan with it. It was quite hooky though, so it would have probably
it's quite hooky. It could still work. Do you think? Could it still work?
It would need a little rewrite, I think.
And what's the song about? What's that mean?
It just says, we are girls who, we're always together, ha. I don't know, something like that. It's just about friendship. I mean, it's very innocent. It's like 9 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's going to be about anything crazy political or anything like that. No. But, it was about like walking down the street and being like really cool. Like all the shit you only worry about when you're 9.
Yeah, cool. So that's where it all started. And then since then you moved to London. You started doing, because you've done all sorts. You've done hip hop. You are now hip hop or rap and that kind of stuff. So how did the music journey go in London then?
So I moved here with my family, and my dad got a job here. So we all moved here when I was 17, and I was like, not sure what I was going to study. And then I realized you could study music full time. And I was like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. So I started doing that, because you can't do that in Denmark. You have to mix it with other like proper subjects. Mm-hmm. So here you could do music full time. So I did that. And then I did a bit of studying. And then I started with the band there in that first college, and it was like singing, but then I wanted to move to rapping. And I remember 2 of the band members was like, I don't want to do rap, like you don't know how to rap. And I was like, I'm going to learn it. I don't care. Like, I'm going to just like practice. And then basically the band became a duo. It came from 4 people to a duo. And then we were doing Arthur, you know Arthur. Mm. So we were together doing like the rap duo. Mm. And then it became like a solo project after that. And then I carried on rapping. I don't know. I think I just had a love for that. I thought it was cool. And I started busking like open mics and stuff. It was all rap. So I've done that for a while actually. I still do it, but just not as much. Oh dear, I've got lipstick on. Yeah.
That's okay. Don't worry about my microphone. Cool. So you did some rap, and then now you. So what is it you're doing now?
So it's a lot of a mixture of different things now. Like I would say it's way more. It's electronic music, all sorts of electronic music, but I still mix it with rap. Like I'll do a rap on a house track or something. So I think I mix it up a lot more now. But it was always like a different style of music that I did. I feel that I wasn't particularly inspired by any one artist in particular. I think there's artists I like, but I just sort of I like certain songs and then I get inspired by certain songs. So I think my sound was always like just different from other stuff because it's sort of I created just from a place of inspiration in myself more than from people around me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's hard to still put a genre on it. I'll say it's electronic, like the beats and stuff is like it's all very electronic, but I sing and I rap still, so it's a mixture of a lot of things.
What's your preference? Because you write a lot of songs, don't you?
Yeah.
How many songs you written?
I'd probably say around 300 now.
300 all the way since that first one when you did the diddly-da-da.
So I think it's a lot, but it's also not a lot compared to people who's written thousands. But it's still something.
Yeah, no, it's 300 songs.
I think I had to write nearly 300 to write one song I really loved, maybe 250, and then probably the 251 song. I was like, oh, hey, this is a really good song.
Okay.
I mean, the other ones were probably decent, but that was like when I was like, I'm really proud of this.
If you could collaborate with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tricky question. I don't know. I think because I'm not a fangirl of anyone. Really, I used to be a massive fangirl of Eminem. I'm not saying I don't like him anymore. I'm just saying I was like a massive fan.
Would you like to? If the opportunities are, you would.
I would like to collab with him, and I would probably like to collab with Ed Sheeran. He's like the hardest worker in the industry. Like, yeah. I mean, at least from what I've like heard and seen, he's written thousands and thousands of songs, and he worked his way up. Like he was in London, he did a similar thing to. Well, I'm doing a similar thing to what he did, like open mic circuits, busking, all that. So that would be fun, and because he's London based and stuff. Probably Ed Sheeran. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
there's a lot of people I'd like to.
Ed Sheeran's got to be like the nicest guy in music or in fame, probably.
At least that's the way what he gives up. I haven't met him.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would make sense. Dead or Alive, Amy Winehouse. But I think she doesn't really do collab. She was just like, fuck everybody. I think Kanye West wanted to do a collab with her, and she was like, who's Kanye West? He's just the guy who does my sandwiches.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was like proper sassy like that. So she probably wouldn't do a collab with anybody, but... Still love her. I mean, tragic how it ended, but she's just such a true artist. She's probably actually my biggest...
Because she was in the 27 club. You're 27 now.
Yeah, and I'm not even famous yet.
Oh, but then...
Get on it, Joe.
I know, if you want to do it this year.
But at least stuff are happening now, which is exciting.
And what's happening? What's coming up then? You were saying there's some things going on. There was some collabs you're doing.
Yeah, so, the first thing was that I signed a management deal in May with a lady called Umi. And she's done really exciting stuff. She's worked with the Jamiroquai during the Automaton album. And now she manages the drummer from Jamiroquai, Derek, who's doing like a DJ drummer project. And then she picked me up. So she's basically just managing the two of us at the moment.
Oh, Derek's the guy. So you're doing a song with Derek, aren't you?
Yeah, Derek's doing more of a producer, DJ project and drumming as well. So he was the drummer with Jamiroquai for like the last, 20 years or something. And he still is, by the way. But he's now doing a song, like doing more production. And he wrote a track with another guy. And they needed a singer. And Umi, my now manager, my mum's friend is Umi's friend. So she just like randomly heard me because she showed up. And then she was like, I like that voice. We should get her on the track. I wrote on the track. And because I did well on that, she signed me as an artist. So that's how it came about, basically.
Super. Okay. So it looks like things are going very well in music.
Yeah.
If you hadn't have done music.
Yeah.
Or if you couldn't do music.
Yeah.
If you lost your voice.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I lost my voice. Oh dear.
And your fingers. I don't know. Voice and fingers, and you had to do not fingers. You need that for other stuff. Voice, and you forgot how to play the piano and how to DJ.
I don't know. Maybe something in the art world. Maybe something about sales. I don't know.
Selling.
Yeah, I think because I'm good at talking
Selling
to people.
Music?
No, but like, I don't know. Yeah, like probably like, I don't know, real estate, something.
Okay.
Selling art, I don't know, something like that. Probably.
If you could go anywhere in the world to busk,
yeah,
where would you go?
I heard like Byron Bay in Australia. That's a good area.
That's cool.
Yeah, apparently that's a really good busking scene. I don't know. I'm not. I probably wouldn't want to busk anymore. I've done it, and it's like hard fucking work.
Yeah.
So like, if I don't have to, I don't want to.
Yeah, I
like,
didn't realize that you got to like queue up to get that spot and all their stuff.
In London, it's a crazy busking scene because you gotta go, you gotta queue, you gotta wait, you gotta have a license. And then you got to play for like 45 minutes or something, and like try and make your quick £100 or £150 of whatever if you're good enough.
Is that what you could make then as a busker in London in that hour? Was it 1 hour? How long?
When I used to bus, there was still no license, and you could just sort of. Sometimes I get lucky and I just get like two hours in a row or something. I think the most I made busking was like nearly £200 or something. But I know friends of mine, they'll be like, I made £600 busking yesterday.
Wow.
In Central.
Who wants job when
there
you
is good money in it, but you got to be good. Like he's a really good performer, so it makes sense. Like,
is he doing covers or original?
I think a mixture, but mainly covers because obviously that draws in.
Covers
but
pays the money, doesn't it? Busking, so.
Yeah, like he's a massive personality, so you sort of, it makes sense. But yeah, you can make money on it.
So, what instruments can you play now?
So because I produce, I just play every instrument to like a basic level. So like I play a little bit piano, a little bit guitar, and like drum pad. So enough to like produce and write a song basically. So it's not like I would like actually play the drums on the stage or something like that. Okay. I would just.
Something I thought I asked. What collaborations have you got coming up? Did we ask?
Yeah, so I've got a few actually. So I've got the one with Derek that I mentioned before. So that song's called Hey Boo. And that was the song that I originally got to write on, where I basically got it from my now manager, wrote on it, and then therefore I signed with her and we did the song together, me and Derek and a guy called Soren Jeftig. The one coming out sooner actually, that's actually with a girl called Yuyoka. She was on Ellen when she was 4.
The Ellen Show?
Yeah, The Ellen Show, yeah.
4 years old?
Yeah, 4 years old as a drummer. So she was like this child prodigy drummer, and now she's moved to LA, and 10 years later, she's 14 now, she's doing her debut album. Wow. Basically, she was collaborating with Derek from Jamiroquai on that particular track, and it was meant to be instrumental. And my manager was like, why don't you try and get Joe on to write top line and just see how you feel? So I wrote it, and they really loved it, and now that whole album is 14 songs, but only 2 of them's got vocals on it, and one of them is the song that we did. So they took it, and it's coming out in 3 days, yeah. It's called Time Travel.
Time Travel with Yoko. That's crazy that you got drummers out there spending years of their lives trying to make it somewhere, then this 4-year-old turns up and just gets on the Ellen Show literally. And just takes off on a drum. I mean, how long the maximum that kid could have been playing drums is what,
it's
2
4
years?
years.
4 years. If it started brand new as a brand new baby.
You can do a little bit when you're 1. Can like
but I mean, how does that feel for drummers who literally spent their lives?
The thing is, Ellen likes having kids who's accomplished something. So I guess the fact that you can actually drum in time when you're 4 years old. Now, I'm not saying she could only drum in time. She was pretty fucking good at 4 years old. But there's a lot of videos on YouTube.
What a big break at that age.
Playing really famous songs.
That's crazy with Ellen. So she's supposed to be one of the people at a P. Diddy party or something like that there.
Probably she's been at one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't even realize what's going on.
I feel like anyone in Hollywood is probably.
Yeah, and everyone who talks about it says, "Oh, we're not allowed to talk about what's going on."
Yeah, did you see the Aston Kutcher one? I sent you that one, and he was like, "Oh, you caught me off guard there. I'm not allowed to talk about." And then he was thinking, and he was like, "I can't talk about that one either." And then one of the comments said, like, shit is real when an actor can act his way out of like the awkwardness around it or something like that.
I'm just so curious now.
What happened at the Diddy
what's
parties?
going on in those parties? Because I saw a clip where P. Diddy stands up and says, "Right, so all the kids are going to have to leave now. We're going to have a party. None of y'all are allowed to know what's going on in the party." I thought the problem was the kids were in the party, but I know, but maybe not. I don't, or maybe just select few.
No, it's gross. I just don't even want to know. It makes me out.
I don't know, but it does seem that way where they probably had his back all the way. These guys get power, and then they're like, have the parties, bring all the people around and stuff. It's going to be fine. No one's going to know. And then as soon as they need a distraction, like, right, sacrifice that guy. Let him throw him to the dogs. Yeah. Because how would he be doing all that stuff and getting away with it? That's crazy.
Yeah, there was one other girl who said, like, oh, people kept telling me, like, oh, you called it. I forgot who it was, but like she kept saying it, and no one was like listening. One other famous person, and now they're like, oh, you called it. It's like, yeah, well. Well,
anyway, obviously a lot of people knew because Eminem in that song where he says R-A-P-E-R, he didn't just miss a P, did he?
I know.
So he knew that P Diddy's supposed to be like a raper or whatever.
It's a fucking insane lyric.
But the really interesting one is that 50 Cent has been making a documentary about it for the last 15 years and just sold it to Netflix. I know. So I mean, he's known all along that this stuff's going on. That's crazy. But I totally admire and respect that level of entrepreneurialism. Yeah. That's next level of entrepreneurs. Like, he knows all the stuff is going on. He knows that it's going to come out at some point. And he's like, I'm cashing in the future. Yeah. But
when people start believing him. But the problem also, he was collecting it probably while people were still like, oh, no one has any proof. But
apparently there are interviews and everything. I don't know. The whole way along that he's I totally respect it. Especially for him because he went bankrupt, didn't he? 50 Cent.
I don't know.
Yeah, he went bankrupt because I know there was this story where
did he?
But there's in one of his music videos he's throwing around all these bundles of cash, and then it came up in court. It's like, wow, you said you got no money, but you're throwing all this fake cash. Or you're throwing all this cash. Yeah, and then he had to argue, it was fake. It's for the show. It's for the illusion of wealth, which is what they all do, isn't it? So, yeah. But okay, so Joe, you've got a history with Smok'd. You know it. You love the food. Where did it begin for you in Smok'd? Why have you got a history with Smok'd?
Right. So basically, I was the first waitress in Smok'd when it opened like 9 years ago. So I was in school across the road, and I came in and I was like, "Hi, are you the owner?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I need a job." And you're like, okay, we're like full right now, but I'll give you a call. And then I remember my friend was visiting me from Denmark, and then you called me while she was there, and you were like, I need someone tonight. And I was like, okay. And I said to my friend, I have a feeling if I say no to this, he's never going to hire me.
Which is true.
Yeah. So I had a feeling, and I was like, so I might need to go do it. Her mum was there as well, so it was fine.
Can I just interject a little bit, just to add a little bit to what you said there? Because you said that you came across the road and asked for the job, but what actually happened...
It's my boyfriend at the time.
Yes, so what actually happened is you came across the road with your boyfriend, you both had a drink, he came and asked me for a job.
And didn't you're like, what a cunt.
No, I didn't. I said, I'll let you know. This is the guy who's a boyfriend that looked just like you.
You called him my boyfriend because he looked like my brother.
Yeah. So there's your boyfriend come over. He asked me for the job. Then he went away, but I didn't like his attitude. He had a long face, didn't he? A bit of a long face. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I was right. My instinct was right. You came immediately after, asked me for the job. Next day, I was running around the floor. I thought, we started getting people asking for it. But we started doing the table service, and I thought, I need a waitress. And I remembered you had asked. I called you, and you dropped what you're doing. You come there.
Which is a good first impression as well.
It was the first good impression, but I do remember showing you the stuff. I was like, all right, here's where the buttons are in the till and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And you were, every time I want to show you again, because most people you'd show them 2 or 3 times, you kept going, I get it. It was kind of like a weird, tough attitude, but at the same time, I could see you were quite smart. I was like, this girl's smart. She's going to go. She's going to be okay. Little did I know that you were going to stay around for a while and be the release of Ram Jam Records.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that. That's funny. So basically I showed you a video I've done when I was like 14 or something back in Denmark, and you were like, that's pretty good, it's cool you got that together, you got a video, you wrote a song, whatever. So I was basically writing with these guys back in Denmark who was like writing with quite big people in Denmark, and they got me in and we wrote some songs together, and basically that was the video for one of those. But anyway, you were like, that's cool, and you were like, I'm gonna be like your manager to the extent I can. I'm gonna like, because also I was very new, it was like, I'll take you to all the open mics, I'll try and get you gigs in my venue and stuff. And then you were like, I'm gonna start a record label so I can sign you, because Ram Jam was Ram Jam Club.
Yes, because you know how that conversation actually went? Is you said to me, but how how would you get me a deal with a record label? And I said, I'll start a record label and sign you.
That's how much you believed in me.
You know what's funny is you got all excited. You phoned your parents and you told them that you'd been signed by a record label. Then I went home and I Googled what do record labels do. Because I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. It was
I was
like,
did.
Get signed to Leigh's record
and that's
label.
where Ram Jam Records was born. But,
and it's funny. And then later I realized anyone can start a record label.
Yeah, you just
and
got
it's
to
like,
register a company.
but it doesn't matter. And it's also what made it into Ram Jam Records today. And it's a very well-known venue now, you know. So it's... Yeah, that's the Smoke venue in Kingston, by the way. That's got Ram Jam Records.
Yes, Ram Jam Records is back.
Just
to confuse the brand. Yeah, that's funny that how confusing that brand is now because there's the Grey Horse pub. It's Smoked and it's Ram Jam Records. You know, at one point
it works though. It's busy.
Yeah, so I remember when we had all that stuff going on, and the people used to phone and ask could they book a table in, because the staff would say Grey Horse Kingston, Dave speaking or whatever. And the customer go, is that Smok'd Restaurant? And they get confused. So if they answered the phone and said Smok'd Restaurant, Dave speaking, they would go, is that Grey Horse?
Yeah.
So I say, right, listen, guys, I need you all. Whenever someone calls, you say, good afternoon, Smoked at the Grey Horse, Dave speaking.
Yeah.
So the first time someone called and I was there and I answered and I said, good afternoon, Smoked at the Grey Horse, Leigh speaking, how can I help? And they went,
is that
Ram Jam Records? I was like, fuck. I can't go that far where I say...
Smoked at the Grey Horse at Ram Jam Records, Leigh speaking.
This is Smoked at the Grey Horse, also known as Ram Jam Records, Leigh speaking.
Also known as...
you know, so it's, it got too confusing. So now we just leave the Ram Jam Records bit off, but we use it as the venue. But you don't really book a table there for that anyway. So.
But it was great though. Then so you started Ram Jam Records, and then I did an EP with you, and then for the launch party, I got to perform with Lindy Layton from Beats International.
Yes, that was really cool.
Which was really cool. Was my first sort of bigger collab.
It's really cool because she sang her global hit. Number one hit, and you did a whole new bit on it where you rapped. That was cool.
Yeah, that's it. So I wrote a rap for the Be Good to Me. That song. Yeah. It's called the Just Be Good to Me, doesn't it? That Be Good to Me. No, the remix is
called
Be
Be Good to Me, but
that's
I don't know.
That's the remix, isn't it? That's her.
That's her
version.
remix. Yeah.
But anyway, so I wrote a rap with that. So we did it live, but it was really cool.
Yeah, so you go. So we get rainfall inside. Not many places have that.
I mean, this is pretty cool for content, isn't it? That rain falling. Rain inside. It's not even like a green screen. It's actual rain falling. It's not that bad right now. Will probably come any moment. Oh, there we go. Drop.
So when do you really feel like you started to do performing or start to perfect performing?
Well, so obviously I think I was like, okay, if I want to be a musician, I've got to just get on and perform. Actually, I think the very first gig was that. That was in Ram Jam.
Okay.
But that's actually way before one I even thought about, because do you remember the band I had with my boyfriend and Arthur,
which was called Joe Nava, yeah?
It's called Joe Nava. Yeah. But we did one in Grey Horse when it wasn't even Ram Jam Records yet, I think.
That's right. On the Instagram,
early on
the Grey Horse Instagram, or Ram Jam Instagram, there's a photo of you pointing at the Joe Nava sign.
And it says Grey Horse, I think, or something, and and it says Joe Nava.
It just says Joe Nava.
Is it still on Ram Jam Records?
It's still on one of the Instagram handles.
Sick. I need to find that. Anyway, so that was the very first one. Then I started doing lots of open mics just in general that you were like with me on a lot. We did a lot in Camden and stuff. Yeah. But then I did a lot in Ram Jam. I've done tons. I probably done, I don't know how many. Many open mics in Ram Jam Records.
But you know how I knew then that you were going to go far in music is that whenever we went around to do those open mics, anywhere we went, especially Camden Town, is there'd be an open mic on, there'd be a musician performing. Everyone would be ignoring them. Everyone's talking. Everyone's just doing their thing.
You'd be a background
and then
music.
Every time you get up and did that song, Star Without Light, and then everybody, the bar staff, everybody would stop what they're doing. They'd stop talking. They would turn around, get their phones out, and they would all record your set.
Yeah, that's nice.
So the fact that you were getting the attention of really noisy open mics, including the bar staff, they would all stop what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, she's really going to go far here.
That's when we became friends. We started hanging out there. And then... basically, thanks by the way, that's nice.
No worries, you're welcome. That's why I was here.
But that was like fun to like do that, and that was when I was rapping and I had my backing tracks and stuff. But then I did a lot of more open mics in Ram Jam. But then I also did, after I'd done a few other like concerts and like headline shows, I did a headline show in Ram Jam, which was really fun because it was like the journey of doing lots of open mics there and then selling out 60 tickets there, which was really cool. So I sold the 60 tickets for it, and it was a really, really good night.
Yeah.
That was October 21, I want to say.
Yes, you know what I love? I love the fact that not only did you sell out
22?
your thing from the busking and selling the tickets, but you also at this time, which isn't that long ago, but you were selling CDs at the time when no one was buying CDs. Yeah. You were selling your CDs.
Everyone was like, "That's not going to work, Joe."
Yeah, but you were selling so many, and you're even selling your T-shirts, and you were shipping them to Germany to some fans there.
Yeah, there was some people who was
and you're a busker, and you're selling your T-shirts to people in Germany.
I think I made a grand on CDs, which I was quite proud of because I sold them at £5 each. So probably sold like 250 CDs, something like that, maybe a bit more. But that's a lot of money for me back then.
Yeah, but the fact that you're even selling them at all as a busker and with no... Not a huge following or anything like that. There are just people really buying into your music, seeing you perform in the street, and then buying it because they want.
Yeah, what's cool is with the busking scene here is I think people actually like that you're super unknown because they feel like they found you when you were no one, and there's a cool community around that. Where I feel like where I come from in Denmark, it's a lot more like people jump on the trend. So if you're already up and coming and they're like, okay, they're getting famous now, then everyone starts loving you. Yeah. Where here I feel like people think more for themselves and they're like, well, I don't care if she's got 1,000 followers. Yeah. She's like really original. I like her. And they'll literally buy a ticket for your show. It's like it's real fans, you know? But anyway, the cool thing with Ram Jam as well was the full circle moment, I think, for me was that I did that very first one with the band. I did a lot of open mics. I did my own headline show, but then very recently, like 2 months ago, I did a gig there with Derek from Jamiroquai.
Yeah,
so it was sort of a
awesome.
Really cool, like, I did open mics here to 2 people, and now I'm doing this gig with the guy from a really famous band.
Like, they weren't all the 2 people. Okay, we did get some audience sometimes.
No, I'm just saying some of the very first ones. There was like...
Yeah.
You know, like now it's fucking ridiculously busy, so it doesn't really matter. It's like, it's the busiest night pretty much there is of the week, isn't it? There's like always like 40, 50 people in there. But in the very early ones, when it's just started, that was the open mics I done when there was like hardly anyone there.
I know, sometimes you would get 2 musicians come,
and they just watch each other.
You know, the first one would perform and then he would just fuck off and leave the other guy to perform to nobody. I was like, come on, you can at least watch the other guy. Yeah. Come on. I was so, but we were nearly going to pull the open mic back then.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. The early ones was really quiet. But then we did that one with Derek and it got filmed. We actually got really cool content from that now.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We did a really cool content. The guy from... He's filmed like some of the... he's actually one of the camera holders for like... I think it's Game of Thrones or The Hobbit or something. So he's done like some really cool movies, but he did that. He filmed that.
Cool. So you've spent all the time working for Grey Horse. You were a fan of the food?
Yeah.
What food what's your favourite dish on the smoked menu?
Well, my favorite side is the corn.
Yeah, sweet corn. You love the sweet corn. You always have the sweet corn.
The Grey Horse does the best one.
Yeah.
They all good, but basically it's like the corn, it's grilled corn, and in that butter sauce with some chili. But in the Grey Horse, you get all the butter at the bottom, so you can keep just like dipping it in the butter. I love it. It's just so good. Yeah. I always have that.
And then you also...
I didn't eat meat for a while, so obviously I didn't eat a lot of the things on the menu. The vegan burger is really good.
Yeah, you were being kind of vegetarian, weren't you? Yeah. And then we started going, and then you started to really love the meat, and then you get into the meat because you love the smoked meat so much. Yeah. That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. I think my favorite...
We took you from vegetarianism.
Yeah.
And put you
I like
in the middle of a load of nice beef ribs. You know?
I like the chicken wings a lot, and I like the smoked chicken as well. I think I'm more on chicken than beef, to be honest. But that's probably just my
whenever you do love the smoked, you love it.
I love the roast. Your version of the roast is called smoked.
Smoked, yeah, because it's all smoked meats, isn't it?
I know,
so
I love
smoked
it.
meat. So the meat is the other stuff is roasted, but the meat is smoked, and so you always have the chicken smoked, don't you? Mm-hmm. And you love the gravy. Mm-hmm. Big fan.
Yeah. I always like immediately get another. I'm like, thanks, can I just already have another pot of gravy? Because I know I'm going to demolish that in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's too big a portion though. Well, at least you know you get something for your money.
Yeah, definitely. So it's too big of a portion.
Yeah, well, it's just mean I wouldn't be like disappointed to pay because I at least know I would be definitely full. But for me, I feel bad because it's like I'd never finish it, and I don't like food waste.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you finish it sometimes.
I always finish mine.
I think it depends if you're like how much you can eat. But my point is, you do at least get. It's very worth the money. That's my point. You get
and the burger. I know you always said you loved the burger because it was super juicy and stuff like that.
So I used to eat obviously the vegan burger, but I haven't had that in so long. But I remember when you used to do the pink bun as well. What was that? Beetroot bun? It's a beetroot bun,
yeah.
I don't know if you still do that, but that was fucking sick.
It rotates, yeah.
I remember having that always because I was vegetarian, and I was like, oh, it's just so good. So yeah, it's just good food. But you're like, you won a lot of awards, didn't you? And
you know what's great about
the burger and the barbecue
on the vegan front? You know that vegan burger patty? That's 3D printed.
Oh yeah, you said that.
3D printed.
I still don't know really what that means.
Either do I. I don't know what that means,
but it's cool. It sounds cool.
It's 3D printed burger patty, so it's got the texture of actual meat. But it's not. It's 3D printed using like beetroot or something. I don't know. Joe, you're doing a lot of stuff with your music. You've come a long way since you did the open mics in the Ram Jam. When we were going from open mic to remember the old guy who's like, she's good, but I don't know what she's saying because you're rapping. It was too fast for me. He had like one tooth, and he's like, he still liked you. He just said he didn't know what you were saying. So now you've done. I mean, you've obviously progressed very far. Any exciting collaborations coming up? Yeah, so actually I want to mention a couple things. Obviously there was one I mentioned earlier, time travel, but that one is not only with, that's one's with Yuyoka and Derek, but also the bass player from Jamiroquai and the guy playing the keys also played on that track. So it's sort of a collaboration between those three guys from Jamiroquai and Yuyoka and I. So I'm really excited about that. That's the one coming out in 3 days. And next up, which isn't official yet, but hoping that it's going to go through, is a collaboration with a guy called Nakajin from Japan. Okay. Who's in a band called Sekai no Owari, I think it's called. And they do really well in Japan. They're really cool. He's doing project on his own now as a solo thing, I think, on the side of the band, where he DJs and produces, and he's heard some of my music and he likes it. So next up is him sending me a track, and hopefully I get to write and sing on it, and that's hopefully going to be the next release, the next collaboration. Cool. So that's really exciting. Okay, Joe, so what is your idea for the Burger of the Month? So I think because I recently collabed with 2 drummers, I'm gonna go with the drummer burger. I love your creativity. And what's in the burger? What's your meat of choice? Because of the chicken drumsticks. Chicken drumstick? Yeah. Boneless, I assume. Yeah, but we could just make it like a chicken fillet instead. Do you know what? I actually had a chef, right, who was doing chicken sandwiches with the bone. And whenever I came and I saw this is a head chef. Whenever I came and I saw the other chefs, and I said, there's a bone in this here. And he goes, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. I goes, there's a bone in the sandwich. And he goes, yeah. And I said, no, you've misunderstood the head chef. So I come to the head chef and I said, these guys think you're supposed to put the chicken with the bone in the sandwich. He goes, yeah. Are you trying to fucking kill people? How can you put a bone in a sandwich? Yeah, so instead of doing that, we'll just replace it with like little carrot sticks or celery sticks. That can just take the chicken off. That could be little, so just a normal chicken like fillet, something that's nice and tasty. And then for the drumsticks, put in like little carrot sticks, or little cucumber sticks, or little celery sticks. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, and then the drums will be the little pickles. And then I think it should be a beetroot bun. A beetroot bun, okay. I mean, yeah, because why not? I'm Peppink, and the bun is pink. Boom, there you go. Sauce? Beetroot. Beetroot? So many meanings, so many layers to this here. The drummer so many layers. Sounds simple at first, but it's got a lot of layers. When you investigate and realize that your name's Peppink, the bun's pink, it's beet for beetroot. There's a drum stick for the drummer. The drum that's called the drummer burger because it's drummer themed. Because I collab with a lot of What's drummers. The sauce? The sauce can be a Japanese inspired burger dressing. What do you call that sauce? Like teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki sauce. Boom. Is that Japanese? Don't know. Yeah. Teriyaki sauce, because I've just collabed with a Japanese artist. And does any of the ingredients go well together, or you just said fuck it?
I just say fuck it and hope for the best. To be fair, I think chicken, teriyaki, beetroot bun, like drumsticks, like some sort of veggie. That sounds pretty good.
I think it's a winner. You know what? Well, here we're going to go now in a second. We're going to go to the kitchen. We're going to cook this bad boy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking do it, man.
Let's fucking do it. And then either we'll love it or hate it.
We're probably going to hate it. But let's just do it anyway.
Gotta stick around to figure that out.
Yeah, stick around and watch. Watch Joe Chan cook shit.
I'm going to cook it myself.
Cool, sounds really exciting.
Thanks for having me.
No, thanks. Okay, so this has been the Up In Smok'd podcast with our amazing guest, Josephine Peppink, telling us about all the stuff she's getting up to. It's been really a lot of fun. Thank you very much for coming, Josephine. It's been amazing to have you here. Really excited about all the stuff you got coming up. So if you want to see the little drummer, what was it?
Drummer burger.
The drummer burger and Josephine making it. Just click on this link to watch the video of her and putting it together for you. It's a must see.
Yeah, because I can't cook to save my life.
Yes, so yeah. And otherwise, catch you next time.
Bye.